But yes, I did want to introduce you to Studio One because it is a more professional environment. The DAW is more professional. It helps you get acclimated, or it's helping me get acclimated to the tools like Pro Tools, Fruity Loops, Logic, Ableton, things of that nature. So they all kind of work similar. So don't don't feel, if you got access to it, just use it. You know what I mean? Like, use what you got access to, but know what you're doing with your ears. Know what you're doing with the mechanics of the things that you're using to create your music. That's a big difference. And that's when you're an independent artist and you're doing everything in house and you're doing everything by yourself. Maybe you don't do it. Maybe you got you a budget. Maybe you got an engineer and you got everything figured out. But that's fine. But however, these tools right here are not to be taken lightly. These tools are, they are industry standard because they are in the industry and they are being used. Trust me, these companies have done some research and development behind these algorithms, these programs that they develop and change it to DAWs. Trust me, they didn't take their company lightly to say we finna continue to put out some bull jive. Like Studio One, Presonus, anybody in the music industry, all these other things. So learn what you, be good at what you can be good at. Be good at what you got access to. You got access to a lot. So you'll get there to the Pro Tools, but when you get there, you don't want to be a scrub. You don't want to be no, new, super new. So now that we got everything exported and I introduced you to Studio One and we played around with it, let's go ahead and switch on over to GarageBand. So boom, let's close this out first. We're gonna create a new project. And remember our BPMs was 133. And if you don't know what BPM is, that is beats per minute. That that's a representation of how fast the song is. That is the tempo, or how fast it's being played back and processed. So let's go ahead and create a new one. Go up to our tab. We're gonna click new. Boom. But me, check it out. We're gonna Command N. Show you how to use it, man. Boom. Boom. So this is GarageBand, y'all. How you create a new project. Let me take you back to the window. So when you open a GarageBand, you're probably gonna see something like this. Real plain, real simple, real straightforward. So to create a new project, you got your recent projects, you got learn to play, no lessons. I ain't interested in none of that. I just want to go ahead and do an empty project, double click right there. And the project we're going to be doing, obviously, we're going to be recording over a 2-track, but pretty much, real style. So here we go. We're going to click audio with the microphone. You could do software, instrument, connect your MIDI camera, pretty much like any other DAW. So yeah. So we're going to click that. First thing off top, let's go ahead and close some of these. And as you can see, it's pretty much a simple basic DAW. So you got your things up here, got your count in, your metronome. We're gonna go ahead and turn those off. We ain't gonna be doing nothing with those. You got your volume. This is your main. This is your main volume knob pretty much for the project. You remember in Studio One when it was over here down to the bottom to the right, the blue knob? Boom. That's pretty much what that is. All right. So boom. So now you got all your controls up here. And we got tempo right here, which is 120. We want to change that, right? Because we got that new beat. We want the new songs that's coming in. We want to change all that to 130, 133. So go to your file system and go to the folder that got all the stems in the file. It's super easy, super simple, y'all. Look, all we gonna do is drag and drop them things up in GarageBand. Boom. This video should it's supposed to take it's supposed to be time consuming because I'm teaching you a lot in such a short time. So if you do stick around and watch the whole thing, you should be able to do some things. You know what I mean? So now we got everything, and we even exported the main track with everything on it. So let's delete. I'm gonna take that out. So now we got the whole song. We're gonna mute this one. Got this is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I miss y'all nigga for real, bro. Yeah. Too dead little Kane shit, nigga. Nah, for real. Graffiti. Yeah. Two different Luke Kane. I'm in my own lane. They think I'm insane. I roll up my pain. I'm a part of the game. If you get what I'm saying, then I'm still standing on. But I'm still standing on. Two different Luke Kane. I'm in my own lane. They think I'm insane. I roll up my pain. And I'm still standing on. But I'm only in it for the profit. This a Birkin bag, fuck a wallet. Got the chicken head for the noggin. If it drip in the crowd, you can spot me. On the road.
There we go. So we finally got those stems imported into a new DAW. And the DAW we're using today to learn to mix is GarageBand. So let me take a little break and we're going to get to it. Well, before I take a little break, let's go ahead and save the project. So you can go up here to File, press Save. So this is a super important tip. So when you're mixing and mastering and recording people, make sure you save it often. You know what I mean? But you don't want to save it too often, because then you're not going to be able to undo something later on in the sessions. So I would say every time you're in a session and you get a good take from the artist, or y'all have a breakthrough in the recording process, press save. You know what I mean? Yeah, you could do that like that. But make sure you press and save so you don't lose your session now. So how we do that? Go to File. You can press Save right there. And if you want to save it as a different name and keep the original copy, if you want to create a copy of the session, you just do Save As. That's pretty much what they do, and it allow you to rename it and create a copy of the session. So, but I told you, man, about the keyboard shortcuts. So same thing. You go up here to the top menu bar of the window, and then you can see the shortcuts next to the action that you're trying to do. Got new, that one got some. The main one you need to be focused on is Control. Oh no, on Apple it's Command Z, but on Windows you probably ain't got this on Windows because it's GarageBand. We doing Command Z, undo. So that's important. So learn these right here if you want to be professional. Like, you feel me? That's part of being a professional, is learning how to use the tools for real. So you got some of these. You ain't got to learn all of them. Just learn the ones that makes it comfortable for you to use the DAW. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how you gain speed of execution. You feel me? All right. Boom. So anyway, go ahead and press Command S. We saving it for the first time, so it's gonna allow us to name it. So we're gonna call it, which is same thing, two diff Lucane still standing GB mix. We do GB mix because it's GarageBand mix, right? So let's go ahead and press save. Now we got the stems imported into the new DAW. We want to go ahead and set the BPM. Go up here. What you can do, go up here, you can double click it and type it in, or you can hover over it and it change it to a little wheel. You can change it like that. Boom. So this is what it really sounds like.
If it drip in the crowd, you can spot me. On the road, ain't no way you can stop me. I was down on my dick, so I pop shit. I don't. Two different Luke Kane. I'm in my own lane. They think I'm insane. I roll up my pain.
Okay, so that's what it sounds like with the correct BPM. So first thing that I do is I want to, so kind of top down method. This is how I do it in GarageBand. So I already got a preset, right? I wanna do something to the master channel first. Why? I don't really know why, but it just works. Just bear with me. So to do something to the master track, the master track is pretty much the thing we also saw. You remember I was telling you about this volume knob controlling the whole project, and then on Studio One is down to the right. Over here, it was over here in the right, and it had that little blue knob. So check it out. This is how you get to control the entire master track. I, so what we're gonna do is go to track. We're gonna go to show master track. Boom. And then the master track will show up down here. So this is another gain or volume knob. Gonna be controlling that. Gonna be controlling this as well. So, but what I want to do is I want to add like kind of this is what it just helps me to have the full potential of the sound coming out as I'm mixing, not the full potential in the sense of final product, but in the sense of I want to hear all the artifacts. I want to hear everything. I need some loudness to tame because that is the goal of mixing. We're trying to tame something. Right now it does sound like it's all over the place, but give me some more to tame, because when I want that finished product to be pumping, I need to start with the ending in mind. So start with the end in mind, right? So the last thing we're gonna be doing, if we was doing this right, we're gonna be editing this master track after we say if we was just doing it by the book, but we doing it DLC, doing it how the DLC do it, right? Because I already got my presets for it, and I'm going to break those down. So I edit the master track first because it gives me the rest of the song. Like, you about to see the difference. Let's see the difference, okay? So check it out.
Part of the game, part of the game. If you get what I'm saying, then I'm still standing up. But I'm still standing up.
That's what it. The master track, no effects, no plugins, no nothing on it on the master track, right? So let me play it one. I'm finna play the rest. Finna play it again. Here we go. The one I'm gonna use is got Maestro Dose. So use this.
Two different look cane. I'm in my own lane. They think I'm insane. I roll up my pain. I'm a part of the game. If you get what I'm saying, then I'm still standing up. But I'm still standing up.
So do you see the difference already? Kind of gave me the rest of the song, right? Gave me the rest of the things that I need to mix, which is pretty much like everything. Let me break down what I put into this track. You don't have to do this on perhaps you don't have to do this on Studio One, Pro Tools, and other DAW, but we using GarageBand. I'm trying to show you how to do it for real, how to achieve a professional sound GarageBand. So check this out. This is what I got on there. I got a compressor, a limiter, and a multi-pressor. Just 3 of them. This was on, but I'm not using it, so it doesn't matter, right? So under the compressor, you could copy these settings right here. Got the threshold at negative 19.5. Got the ratio at 1.8 to 1. Then I got the attack at 110 milliseconds, and then I got the gain at 0.5. So that's one thing you could do for the compressor on the master track. And also I got a limiter. I got it at +4. Bring out the rest of the song, I said, right? So, and then we want to add a multi-pressor as well, because this adds the fullness and the glue. I think this is how I add the glue. We're gonna just rock with the process. Just trust the process. So check it out. We're going to go over, when you add your multi-pressor, you want to go to the presets and go to factory, and then boom, we're going to do fast attack 4, and that's it. It's going to it's gonna do its thing. It's like magic or something. But boom, you saw how I brought out the rest of that song. So now we finna mix it, and we finna go through the steps, the process. This is what I talk about. This is what I was talking about having systems in place that allow your skills to translate into different environments. You feel me? Like, so these are the principles that we're gonna be following as we mixing in any DAW. So say you want to mix your vocals. So first of all, we need to find the lead vocal. If you've been watching, you remember the vocals that were peaking. We figured out those were the lead vocals, and it was 2, 4, and 7. So let's find 2, 4, and 7. 2, 4, or 7 and 7. Let's put 7 up here. Where's 7 at? Right here. Just to make it easier on my eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and cut. Let me teach you how to cut on here. So boom, you place it where you want to cut the audio, and what you're gonna press is, I want you to press Command T. Boom, that'll allow you to cut it. Now you can drag the audio, right? Real easy. Though I'm telling you about the shortcuts. So learn the things that you're using. So I'm doing this so I can tell which one is the lead vocal, right? That's why I'm cutting it right now. But as you go on and do your own editing, you'll be able to cut everything. So, boom. Lead vocal. What else we got over here? Boom, boom, boom. I think it was something like that. Yes. No, more like this. Yeah, I think it was more like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So, so let's go through the things, our checklist. So we got to go through a checklist before we start adding any plugins and affecting how it sounds individually as a signal, right? So we know this is our lead vocal. So we're going to go ahead and mute everything except the lead vocal and the beat. And we're going to do this thing called gain staging, right? So we need this lead and this lead to be playing at the same time. So we're going to mute the supports, going to mute the ad libs and the supports right here. So boom, gotta like that, right? Go ahead, just for the sake of visual ease. So when boom, so we know this is the lead track, right? Remember, I'm just doing, you don't have to do this part. I'm just doing it real quick because it allows me to visually know which one is the lead real easily. Boom. So now that we got that, set up like this, we've got to do some gain staging. We're going to start with just the lead vocals and the beat. So gain staging is the process of fitting the elements. This is technically a 2-track, but we got layers, ad libs, and doubles. So the 2-track is a little more dynamic, so that we can do a little more with the mixing. So so here we go. Gain staging is the process of pretty much matching up the volumes of the overall individual tracks. Well, not gonna say overall, that don't even make sense. Overall individual. So yeah, it's pretty much the process of just matching up the volumes before we get to adding any dynamic improvements, plugins, and things of that nature. That way, it fits in the signal, it sits snug, and also has that glue. And if you did it the way I did it, it should be fairly easy. So if you need to, make sure you pause and go write down those settings. If you don't want to, I'll figure out how to get these templates and things to you for free. I may put it down in the comment. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but check it out. I'm gonna figure that out. But for now, just pause it, copy those settings if you're on a MacBook and you're using GarageBand, and that's if you want to. I'm just showing you my process